Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that broke the internet this week. Story 1. My parents want me to marry my teenage crush who rejected me. So my parents just told me they've been secretly planning my wedding to a girl who rejected me 8 years ago. I'm 26 and I had this massive crush on our neighbor's daughter Serena when we were teenagers. Both sets of parents were totally pushing for it back then, but she flat out rejected me. Looking back now, I cringe so hard at how awkward that whole situation was. I moved away for work and barely came home because I was super busy with my career. The last time I visited my family, they started talking about Serena constantly. How she's doing well, how she asks about me, how we'd be perfect together. I just nodded along because I thought they were making casual conversation. But then they dropped the bomb. Apparently, they've been talking to Serena's parents about arranging a marriage between us. They're convinced she's changed her mind about me and that we're meant to be together. They kept going on about how we're both successful now, how our families get along, how it would be perfect. I told them this was insane. She rejected me years ago, and I've moved on completely. I'm not even interested in her anymore. But they insisted that was just teenage stuff and that she's mature now and ready to settle down. They said her parents think she'd be open to it and that I should at least meet with her to discuss it. I lost it and called them delusional. I said they can't just arrange my life like we're living in some old-fashioned arranged marriage situation. I told them I'm an adult who can find my own relationships and that trying to set me up with someone who already rejected me is embarrassing for everyone involved. They got really upset and said I was being disrespectful and that they just want what's best for me. They claimed Serena has been asking about me and that maybe she regrets rejecting me back then. But here's the thing, even if she has changed her mind, which I doubt, I don't want to be with someone just because our parents think it's a good idea. That's not how modern relationships work. I want to be with someone who chose me naturally, not because their parents convinced them it would be practical. My parents are now giving me the silent treatment and acting like I've ruined some grand plan they've been working on for months. They keep saying I'll regret not taking this opportunity and that good women like Serena don't stay single forever. But am I really supposed to pursue someone who rejected me just because our parents think we'd make a nice couple? The whole thing feels like something out of a period drama, not real life in 2024. Was I too harsh calling them delusional, or are they seriously overstepping here? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My husband sent flowers to his sister-in-law but not me on Mother's Day. So my husband just sent his sister-in-law flowers for Mother's Day, but guess who didn't get any? That's right, me, the actual mother of his children. Here's what happened. My mother-in-law is spending Mother's Day with my brother-in-law and his wife at their house. My husband decided completely on his own to send his sister-in-law a bouquet as a thank you for hosting his mom. Now normally, I'd think that's actually pretty sweet and considerate. It's a nice gesture, and in any other situation I probably wouldn't even think twice about it. But here's the kicker, we're currently living on one income because I'm not working right now. Money's been tight, and I've already had to cut back on things for our family. I gave up my Pilates classes, we're being more careful about groceries, all that stuff to help with our budget. So when I see him spending money on an extra bouquet for someone else while I'm sitting here with nothing, it stings a little bit. Or maybe more than a little bit. I'm not saying his sister-in-law doesn't deserve recognition or that it wasn't thoughtful of him to appreciate her hosting his mother. But it feels weird that he thought to send flowers to her and didn't think to get anything for me. I mean, I'm literally the mother of his children. If anyone should be getting Mother's Day flowers from him, shouldn't it be me first? When I brought this up to him, he seemed genuinely surprised that I was upset about it. He said he was just trying to be nice to his family and that he didn't realize it would bother me. He pointed out that his sister-in-law was doing something special by hosting his mom for the holiday. But that's exactly my point, if we have money to spend on thank you flowers for hosting duties, why don't we have money to spend on the actual mother in our household? I'm not asking for anything expensive or elaborate. Even a small bouquet from the grocery store would have shown that he was thinking of me on Mother's Day too. It's more about the thought and recognition than the actual money spent. Now I'm wondering if I'm being petty about this whole thing. Maybe I'm reading too much into it and he really was just trying to be considerate to his family. But it's hard not to feel a little forgotten when your husband remembers to send flowers to his sister-in-law but not to you. Am I being unreasonable for feeling irritated about this, or should my own husband be thinking of me first on Mother's Day? Story 3. I'm dating an influencer wannabe and just ruined his video. So I think I just accidentally sabotaged my nephew's dreams of becoming the next big influencer, and honestly, I'm not even sorry about it. I was driving my 16-year-old nephew to school because his parents were both sick. This kid's a decent enough guy, but he has one really exhausting trait: he desperately wants to be an influencer. And I'm gonna be real with you, I think influencers are basically the same as people who do pyramid schemes. Just my personal opinion. Anyway, while I'm driving him to school, he starts making some kind of video. I think it was either a live stream or something for TikTok. I don't really do social media, so I honestly have no clue. He's talking about his feelings or whatever, doing that whole dramatic influencer thing where they overshare personal stuff to the camera. I wasn't really paying attention because, I'm trying to focus on driving safely. But then he starts going on about how he's struggling with motivation and feeling really down about his content not getting views. He's being all serious and emotional, talking about his insecurities and how hard it is to build a following. Now here's where I apparently messed up. As a joke, and without really thinking about it, I said something like, well, maybe if your content was actually entertaining, people would watch it. It was just typical uncle teasing, the kind of thing I'd normally say to him when he's being dramatic. But apparently he was recording the whole time, and my comment got picked up on the audio. He immediately freaked out and said I'd ruined his entire video. He was talking about how vulnerable and authentic he was being, and then his uncle just roasted him in the background. According to him, he can't use any of that footage now because my comment completely killed the vibe he was going for. I tried to explain that it was just a normal joke between family members and that I didn't realize he was still recording. But he's acting like I deliberately sabotaged his big break or something. He said I don't understand how hard it is to create content and build an audience, and that I was being unsupportive of his goals. Look, I get that he's passionate about this stuff, but come on. If one offhand comment from your uncle can ruin your entire video, maybe you need thicker skin for the internet. Plus, he could have just recorded it again, right? It's not like it was some once-in-a-lifetime moment. Now his parents are texting me saying I should have been more considerate since I knew he was trying to film something. But in my defense, I was doing him a favor by driving him to school, and I didn't sign up to be a silent chauffeur for his content creation. Was I really that out of line here, or is everyone being way too dramatic about a simple joke? Story 4. My boyfriend left me at the hospital because he had to throw up. So my boyfriend literally abandoned me at the emergency room because he had to vomit, and I honestly don't know how to feel about this. Let me give you some context first. My boyfriend's been dealing with some kind of stomach issue for the past couple of months where he's been throwing up and retching multiple times every day. It's been really rough for him, and I've been trying to be supportive through the whole thing. Last night around 10 p.m., I started getting these sharp pains in my abdomen. They were really intense, and I was genuinely worried something serious might be wrong with me. So I called him and explained what was happening. He took it seriously, which I appreciated, and we rushed over to the nearest emergency room. But here's where things went sideways. When we were just a couple minutes away from the hospital, he started feeling nauseous again like he normally does. I could tell he was trying to hold it together, but by the time we got to the hospital parking lot, he was really struggling. We got inside and I started the check-in process at the front desk. I was filling out paperwork and answering questions about my symptoms when he suddenly told me he had to go outside because he was about to throw up. At first, I thought he just meant he'd be right back. Emergency rooms aren't exactly pleasant places, and if you're already feeling sick, being there definitely doesn't help. So I figured he'd go outside, throw up, and then come back in to wait with me. But that's not what happened. After I finished checking in, I sat in the waiting room for a while expecting him to return. When he didn't come back after like 20 minutes, I started getting worried. I tried calling his phone, but he didn't answer. I even went outside to look for him, but his car was gone. He had literally just left me there. I ended up having to call my sister at almost midnight to come pick me up from the hospital. Luckily, it turned out my stomach pain wasn't anything serious, just some kind of digestive issue that resolved on its own. But I was stuck there for hours waiting to be seen and then waiting for my ride home. When I finally got home, he texted me saying he was sorry but he'd gotten really sick and had to go home immediately. He said he didn't want to throw up all over the hospital and make things worse. He claimed he tried to come back but felt too awful to drive safely. Part of me understands that he's been dealing with this ongoing health issue and that he probably felt terrible. But another part of me is really hurt that he left me alone at the hospital when I was scared about my own health. I mean, I was there because I thought something might be seriously wrong with me, and he just abandoned me to deal with it by myself. Is it wrong of me to feel upset about this, or should I be more understanding about his medical situation? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.